Alright, so just to set the scene here a little bit, we're going to be acting as if I'm an employee at a sports warehouse, and my wife Brittany is going to come in looking for some tennis rackets, and so we'll role play that and see how that goes. Hey, thanks for coming to Jared's Sports Warehouse. I'm Jared. What's your name?
I'm Brittany.
Brittany, it's nice to meet you. Well, I saw you looking around. Is there anything I can help you with today?
I'm actually looking for a tennis racket. I recently started playing with some friends, and so I'm not like too experienced with it, and I'm not really sure what to look for in a racket. So I was hoping you could help me with that.
Yeah, absolutely. So first off, you picked the best sport, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And second, yeah, I'd love to help you find a tennis racket. I actually played all throughout high school and still love to play today. And so we'll definitely get you set up with a great racket for you then. Is there any kind of racket that you have in mind, like anything in particular you're looking for?
Just something that is comfortable and will help me um, get a hang of tennis and get me started. Nothing too fancy or expensive, but nothing crappy and cheap, and
Okay.
just something in between that will help me.
Okay, yeah, so we'll look for that in the middle a little bit where it's not, just a Walmart racket or anything like that,
Yeah.
but it's nothing, too expensive either. And so I do have a couple of starter rackets in mind, a couple that I actually used when I was playing in high school that I really enjoyed. And so I'll go grab those for you real quick and I'll be right back.
All right.
All right, and so I have a couple rackets here. The first one I want to show you is this little guy. And so the thing that I love about this racket and the reason I think it would be so great for you is because it is pretty well balanced. So this racket is designed to help generate a lot of power, but also give you a lot of control when you're hitting the ball. And so it's great for someone who's starting out who has a hard time generating their own power, because once you learn like the motions and everything and get into the technique, you'll be able to generate a lot more power. But in the meantime, there would be a great racket to help you get that power that you need to be able to hit the ball and get a strong rally going.
Mm-hmm.
And it also gives you the control to be able to place it where you want it to go. And so that's why I picked that racket. One of the downsides to it is it is a little bit of a heavier racket. It's really not that bad still, but it is a little bit heavier than some of the other ones. And so that's the first one that came to my mind. And I can hold that for a second if you wanted to take a look at this one. And so the reason I thought about this one is just because when you start out with tennis, it is sometimes hard to. I would frame the ball a lot, so I would hit it on the frame instead of on the strings.
Yeah.
And this one, it has such a big frame that it's so much harder to hit it with the frame. There's a lot more space for it to hit the string instead. And so it's a great racket for starting out just because there's more. It's much larger and it's easier to hit the ball.
Okay.
So yeah, one of the things about this one is it does generate quite a bit of power, but the control is a little bit harder to get down. And so if you're used to controlling the ball and getting it where you need to go, then this is a great racket for you. If you feel like it may be a little bit difficult to control it, then maybe not. But there are actually strings even that help to generate a little bit more control if you ever wanted to look into that option.
Okay.
But yeah, those are the two biggest ones that came to mind. Do either of these look good to you?
I'm not really sure because it is a little harder for me to control the ball because I'm not experienced
Yeah.
with playing tennis a lot. I've only played like maybe twice now,
Okay.
and so it may be better to do that tennis. That one sounds a lot easier for me to work with while learning how to play tennis. But like you said, it is heavier. So, do you have a preference to which one I should start with, being a new tennis player, or?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think I would definitely recommend this one, since you did say that control is one of those things you worry a little bit about. And so what I would do is I would get this racket and I would try to find some strings that could grip the ball better, so that way you have a little bit more control when you're swinging. So if you got this racket that already has great control and some strings that helps to make that even greater, you would be set. You could hit a can off someone's head, like you would be good to go.
Okay. So it sounds like strings are pretty important.
Strings, yeah, they can be very important. The racket itself is probably the most important, but the strings are a great supplement that help out.
All right. Okay. So I'll take this one.
Yeah, and then I know you had mentioned that you've been playing with friends and stuff. Are any of them just barely starting out with tennis as well, or have they been playing for a while?
So I do have one other friend. The other ones they already are sent for tennis. They have their rackets and everything. But I do have a friend that she came along with me, and so I could um send her your way or
Yeah, you should even come back by and maybe we can set you up with
yes,
some strings, or you could let me know how the racket's going. I just want to kind of see if we
yeah,
ended up making the right choice here. I think it is a great choice, but if you wanted to come back with your friend, I could talk to her and walk her through it as well, and then you could just let me know about how much you love your new racket there.
okay, yeah. And if you ever want to play, you could come and join us and teach us a little on how to play tennis.
Heck yeah, I would love to come. That would be a lot of fun.
Okay.
All right, I'll be there.
Okay. Thank you so much for your help.
Yeah.